Hey everybody, this is Jesse here at Jesse Lee Strength and Fitness. Welcome back. This is going to be a recap of run number 15 of my Garmin Connect training plan. This is going to be the final training run of this cycle, and I'll be running my 10K race on Sunday. So today is Wednesday, and so I've got Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to recover, and then I'm going to run my 10K race out at the Haskell University here in Kansas, and that's going to be the Billy Mills 10K. So I'm really looking forward to this event, and I'm also looking forward to kind of wrapping up my training for running, so I can focus more on the strength training work of deadlifting and squatting and bench press and overhead press, kind of getting a little bit more of the strength work, which is part of my bread and butter, which I will train for probably about 6 months before I start doing the more of a kind of running specific. I will probably run periodically throughout the winter. I want to kind of save my legs for some heavier lifting. So we'll just kind of see. Last year I ran about once a week, except when it got really cold and I didn't run. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. Typically, like I might either do a little bit of running or do some rucking with a heavier rucksack and try to find a place with some hills and do that 2 to 4 mile range of some rucking where I could do it with progressive overload and start off with 15 or 20 pounds and work up to 40 pounds over a few weeks. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards, but we'll just kind of see. Running is kind of one of those things that's a little addictive, so you want to keep a little bit of a finger in the game. So we'll just kind of see how that goes. I do want to just save my legs and make sure I keep the main thing, which is going to be trying to get strong as possible this winter and hit some strength training PR. So, I feel like it's a nice seasonal transition as it's getting a little bit cooler. I'll run this final race and then kind of focus more in on my strength training and less on my running, and that ought to save my ankles, feet, knees, hips a little bit too. So I'm excited about that. So without further ado, today's run was a progression run. Okay, so that was a 5-minute warm up, a 30-minute easy run, and a 10-minute hard run with a 5-minute cool down. So as I've got a race coming up this Sunday, I didn't want to go crazy. So I did the full 30 minutes, and then I did about 3 minutes of the hard run at a decent clip. So about 33 minutes total running time, which I felt like was fine. I don't want to go too deep into the barrel and get too fatigued and too tired. I want to be able to do anything that I do over the next few days. I need to be fully recovered from. So for me, it's like, don't exercise, go for walks, do some supportive rituals and soft tissue work, but don't do anything that you're going to need to recover from over the next 3 days. Sleep well, focus on hydration, focus on nutrition, and rest. So lots of time reading books, sitting on the couch, doing some light stretching and mobility, but nothing too stressful. That's going to be my game plan over the next few days, which I'm looking forward to. And so today's total 4.23 miles and a 42.48 total run time. So that was including the whole workout. And so my run time was 33 minutes. I covered a run distance of about 3.59, and my pace was about 9:08. And I did run this all on the soft river trails out near the beyond the levee in the forest, so over roots and trees. And I'm just trying to work on my footwork. I did have on Monday's run, I had a little bit of knee issue. I did see my chiropractor yesterday. He tuned up my knee. I had no knee pain, but I also, on that right side, I think I need to lace up around my ankle a little bit tighter, especially when I'm running on this kind of like softy. There's a lot of ankle play, so the ankle is constantly doing some of this, which directly feeds into that knee. So I have a stable left foot and ankle, but I have an unstable right one because I broke that foot as a kid. So it's still a little janky, and I had to keep an eye on that. So those are things you just kind of got to work through. He gave me some adjustments. I'm working on just continuing to work on that hip strength, the ankle mobility, and tightening that shoe a little bit really helped support my arch because that arch wants to collapse. So all of those things being said, it's good to do some investigative stuff. It's also good to run and go ahead, and if you do have pain, try to figure out what's causing it and try to make some adjustments. All right. Thank you so much. My next video will be after my 10K on Sunday. So wish me luck.